Hello and welcome to this month's e-commerce network meeting that we are having with the Swedish Chamber of Commerce in China. My name is Helena and I'm from Empress Consulting, and with me I have
Simon Kai from Triple Digits.
Great. And today's topic is big sales campaigns, and China's second biggest campaign just finished actually, 618. So we will focus on this one today. And we will go through the background around the campaign. We will look at round and rules, how to prepare, what are the results, how to promote, sales monitoring, why joining, what are the benefits, and also a little bit about consumer behaviors. So June 18 is the second biggest campaign after Double 11. And Double 11 takes place in November, in the end of the year, and June 18 takes place during June. It's actually JD's birthday, June 18, so that's how it started to celebrate. And JD is the second biggest online platform in China, and it's been running this campaign for many years. But today, almost all online platforms like Tmall, Douyin, Pinduoduo, they are all participating in these campaigns. And you can also see a lot of offers going on in offline stores. And we usually estimate that the sales proportion for an established brand in China to count for around 20 to 25% of the yearly sales. So this is an important campaign, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah, definitely. For newer brands, this is an excellent opportunity to sort of expose yourself to the consumers in China. And it's a good opportunity also for you to get the consumers to try out your products.
Exactly. And this campaign used to be 1 to 3 days back in the days, but today we have many different rounds. Maybe Simon, you can talk us through how this works actually.
Yeah, definitely. So this year, the 618 is in three main sessions. So the first session is between the May 31st to June 3rd. And then you have the second session is the June 10th to 13th. And then you have the last session, which is June 15th to June 20th. So during these three sessions, you as a consumer, you can buy store-wide, so meaning that you can buy products from different stores, and then you will get a discount, which is minus 50 for every 300 that you buy on Tmall. So we're taking Tmall as an example. And in order to participate on the campaign, you will have to report to the platform, and this year it was deadline May 23rd. You basically, it's about committing so that you prepare enough stock and the pricing. After you commit, you cannot change that, and you have to sell a certain amount to that price. So it's a preparation which every brand will need to do. So you have to know what you're selling and to what price, and then commit to that.
Okay, so there are coupons from the platform that you can use like cross store, but you can also reduce the pricing in your store. Is that correct?
Exactly. So what we see brands doing, they can either choose to only participate in the store-wide discount, meaning that you only give 50 off for every 300, and you have brands that, in addition to that, have some lower price during 618, and that is very normal for especially new brands to do that, because you want the increased traffic that 618, because that is sort of like you mentioned, Helena, right? Like Double 11 is the biggest one, but this is a second biggest in June. You have a lot of people waiting to buy during this period.
Yeah. Okay. And what can we see from the results so far from this year's campaign? It just finished on June 20.
Yes. So for this year, we have some reports from JD.com telling us that there was a combined sale of 379 billion yuan, which is a 10% increase from last year. So compared to last year, the growth has slowed a bit. But for the other platforms, they were estimated to be like a similar, like not too much growth compared to last year. And this is an overall trend.
Yeah, and I think just in the past years we haven't seen these like crazy growth results, but it's still a big amount of sales, of course. But also, I think one thing that affected this year's sales was the lockdown that happened in Shanghai between beginning of April until beginning of June. They are still in semi-lockdown. But this also made people not as excited maybe to focus and a little bit uncertain as well around the economy and the future and so on. So this might also have made people not to spend as much on this campaign. But we've also seen a lot of people doing revenge shopping as they were not allowed to shop during or couldn't receive goods during 2 months. So I think still we still have seen a good result, even though the growth maybe has not been what it used to be.
Yeah, and then also what I can mention is that we do see a growth on the short video platforms such as Douyin, right? So you have certain items that are not so expensive. They are selling very well on these short video platforms.
Yeah,
so
and
they
Douyin
might take
is,
away
yeah,
some sales from Tmall and JD.
Yeah, and Douyin is the TikTok version in China. Should just
Exactly.
mention that.
Yeah, so just quickly here, I mean, there was already estimated in March by Ernst & Young a report telling that the overall economy in China, I mean, the consumer economy, right, is switching a bit from, luxury, like conspicuous shopping to more value shopping. So that also means that for a lot of Nordic brands, that is a good opportunity because they often offer a good quality product to a more affordable price. So that is sort of the big picture changes that we see on the Chinese e-commerce market.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So people keep shopping, but they shifting the focus of what they want to shop. And then a little bit like how you are promoting yourself during these campaigns. So I think most brands and stores will focus on buying banners and platform marketing on the platform. So you buy traffic basically from Tmall or JD or Douyin, depending on what platform you are on. But a lot of like bigger brands that are also offline, they will also do campaigns offline and try to link the sales to online. And of course, also very common that you do social media, you do WeChat, KOL, KOCs, and also live streaming is very powerful as a sales tool during these campaigns. I know, Simon, you have a TP and you work with a lot of brands. What are you usually focusing on for these bigger campaigns when it comes to marketing?
Yeah, definitely. So I can give you 2 real case studies, right? So which is the brands that we are running. So one is a fashion brand. So what they did is they actually reached out to a lot of KOL influencers to tell them to promote this brand's products ahead of 618. And then what they did is they chose one product, which is one of the better selling one, and then they did a sharp discount, right? So usually if you are a luxury brand, you don't want to give too much discount. But we were able to communicate with them that during 618 it's sort of like expected, even for like semi-luxury brands. But they managed to do that, and that drove a lot of traffic to the store, which led to a lot of other products also selling. So that is one case study. Another brand that is more like a lifestyle brand, what they did was they, in addition to the discount on the store, they actually chose to reach out to one of the biggest influencers, live streaming influencers on Tmall, right? And that person during 618, the shopping session was promoting their product, right? So that also led to a lot of traffic going to their store. And that led to the whole 618 campaign to be a success for them. So this is our 2 good examples of how you can promote ahead of this store wide discount.
Yeah, okay, that's very interesting. So big discount will get you many new customers probably.
Yeah, but I mean, also, in terms of the store, right? You want to be 618 to commit a lot of products because you want to increase the user visitor number, because that will in the later stage of this year, give you a better exposure on the platform. So you get natural traffic from doing a good 618 results.
Yeah.
It's
also an investment, you could say, for the coming year. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's sort of like a combined like sales and marketing spend, right? You're spending, you're giving discount, but that is sort of also like a marketing investment. And during the 618, I mean, as a store, you are able to monitor very closely which areas of China your sales are coming from, and you can also see within the category of your competitor store, how are they doing, right? So it's a very good real-time data that you can follow as a brand during these big sales campaigns.
Okay, that's very interesting. So the platform is providing this tool for the brands to see, okay, what are my sales currently, but also how are my competitors doing during the campaign.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So why should you join then? I think you already mentioned a little bit about it, Simon, but one thing is, of course, that the consumers are ready to shop. Many has been, saving their shopping for the year to these kind of big campaigns because they are waiting for the right deal. But like what you were also saying, Simon, is also a foundation for sales for the coming year. And the more that you sell in the store of a product, probably the more traffic you will also get from the platform. Because if the platform see that one product is doing well and you have a lot of stock, then they will probably help you to push that more. And that will also give you more consumers coming into your store, which might never have happened if you didn't join this campaign. So it's a good way also for people to discover a new brand. And also if you have a successful June 18, then most probably you will have a successful Double 11 as well. So it's important that you are joining, the whole year circle of events that the platforms are offering. But many brands might wonder, can the big discount destroy my brand? What do you say about that, Simon?
Yeah, I mean, like this is a discussion which we have with a lot of the more luxury brands, right? Because they're not used to giving such a big discounts during campaigns. But again, I think it's very important if you're a new brand and not so well known in China to actually participate, because from experience, those brands that do well on 618 will continue their good sales throughout coming periods. So it's sort of like a platform algorithm hack, right? You are hacking the platform, so good sales on the 618 will give you natural good exposure towards the consumers later stage of the year.
Yeah, so it's also a way to invest in brand awareness in China for these campaigns.
Exactly.
And also I can just mention what some brands are doing is also that they are actually launching new products during this event. So they make it, more into a product launch rather than a discount launch. And then they can be, just a limited edition, for example, for a campaign. But this is usually easier for a bigger brand that already have the customer base in China. So for a new brand, we were saying for an established brand, maybe they can count for around 20 to 25% of the yearly sales for this campaign. But what can a new brand expect?
Well, I mean, that's very much depending on what brand it is, right? I mean, take a brand that is unknown in China. I think the discount does not impact it that much because the consumer doesn't really know, what is a good price of the product, right? So in that case, I would say just, follow the platform wide campaigns to get some free traffic.
Exactly.
I don't know, Helena, do you have some good example? Maybe the brands that you worked before, like how did you convince them to join 618? Because I know that can be a hard discussion.
Yeah, I know for some brands what we did is that because if the brand is also selling, offline retailers, then there will always be an unbalance for these campaigns and they will not be happy and so on. But what we did for some brands was that we prepared, a certain product launch just for, the big sales campaigns that you couldn't buy anywhere else, just in this store. And then it was also easier to, lower the price for just these items and maybe not affect the brand, so much overall. So I think there are different ways you can do it and different strategy. And of course, it also depends on the brand. But I think for a new brand, shouldn't expect too much the first year when joining these big campaigns, which also means maybe you don't have to go too heavy on discounts either. So it depends on the brand and the strategy, but try to have a balance and learn the first year. And then the second year, you can use maybe a new tactic to see where you want to, how you want to push it and what you want to invest in.
Yes, agree.
Yeah. And a little bit about consumer behaviors during these campaigns. I think what we can see is that brands both get loyal customers coming back to you, but also new customers, of course, because you are exposed your brand to a wider audience. But I think maybe for the past years, the loyal customers maybe are the one that are really standing for most of the sales, and the new customers, the growth is getting a little bit slower. But we still see the Chinese consumers are very opportunistic. They're really looking for a good deal. Even if that might also start shifting now, I think that's still the big focus. And like what you were saying, Simon, this like Douyin, the TikTok platform, a little bit more lower price products, but still for good value. But this is what people are looking for. And during these periods of time, there's also a lot of sharing between friends, and the online platforms, they also build themselves up so it will be easy to share an offer with a friend. This I have experience from it too, that I got a really good offer last year. A friend was sharing with me on that was the Double 11, and I would probably not have bought the brand if it wasn't because of this great deal. But now half a year later, I'm willing to pay the full price because I really like the product. So
yeah, exactly.
I think it's it's a good way to really get your brand out there to a wider audience. And if you have a good product, people will come back and be your loyal customers in the end.
Exactly. And I mean the like you said, Helena, right? Like a lot of people, they have products in their shopping basket. It's a common to put products in the shopping basket, and then they check out during 618, right? Like where they know there's this store-wide discount, and if they're buying a lot of other things and they see that I need some additional to reach the discount, so then maybe they will be more willing to try new products.
Exactly. That's how it works. Okay. And do we think this will change in the coming years?
No, I think from our side, right, we still see it will be important date to convert sales, right? And as long as the discounts are there, I don't think there will be much change in the coming years. Maybe on several platforms, right? Like because you see the competition from newer platforms, so you might need to be on several platforms in the future.
Yeah, and again, it also depends, I think, on like where in China your customer base are as well, because maybe in Shanghai and Beijing, the biggest cities, people are getting less excited about the events. But we also know China is a big country, and there are many second and third tier cities probably where we see probably most of the growth will come from in the coming years.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Thank you. So next topic will be about dough poison. What is that, Simon? Maybe you just want to say something short about it.
Yeah, so Poison is a new platform for a younger audience, right? So you see that growing really fast, especially in first-tier cities, and the purchasing power is strong there. So this is definitely a platform we'll see will grow bigger in the coming years to rival maybe even Tmall.
Okay, great. So this topic we will discuss in a month in July. All right, thank you so much for listening in. If you want to contact us, you can find our information here, both for me and Simon. And if you would like to, or if you're a Swedish brand in China, you're very welcome to contact us if you would like to join our monthly meetings that we have with the brands in China. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.